Morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the course of interpersonal communication for this summer. This is the second time I'm recording it. For some reason, I am having problems with, I don't know if it's the internet or my computer. So anyways, this video is about navigating the course. I want to show you the important components in the class. Every time you log into this course in Blackboard, you will land on the announcement page. I will update the announcements either on Saturday or Sunday, and it will be some ideas to think about for the week, a reminder of what's due. Okay, if you look over to the left, we're going to be using the course outline, the course content, possibly discussions. You're also going to use, you can use messages, grades, and the assignment description. So let me just start here with the course outline. Basically, if you don't have the textbook, you cannot pass this class if you are not reading the chapters and using the textbook. So by all means, pick up a used copy at the bookstore, or you can get it online at the library. I believe only one person can access it at a time. The resources, policies, and procedures is standard. Every single class has to share that with students. So what I have here is what Tunxus calls the student course outline. Other classes call the syllabus. Same thing. And I've uploaded it both as a Word document and as a PDF. I'm going to go to the PDF. It's just a little bit quicker. I will not read this to you because I assume that you can read, but please be aware that I am giving you a quiz on the course outline and the two videos that I have up in the course. Okay, so you can email me. You can send me in if it's dire and you need some some feedback from me right away, you can text my Google phone number. I don't mind. I enjoy texting. If you do that, please tell me your name because the phone numbers don't register. It's crazy. The best thing to do is to send me a message in Blackboard. That's right over here, messages. I'll show you how to do that. This summer I do not have set office hours. Just tell me when you want to meet and we will make sure that we can arrange something. My preferred way to meet is in WebEx. And I'll explain how to do that in an announcement. Okay, so this is pretty standard. Course description, learning outcomes, the materials that you need. You have to have the 15th edition, not the 14th or the 13th. This edition is very different from previous ones, so you want to make sure that you have the right textbook. How are you going to be graded? You can check my math. There's an essay that we are going to do in steps. I will share that information with you a little bit later. You don't need to think about that right now. Let's see, scrolling down, scrolling up, we have weekly discussions and weekly journal entries and 2 quizzes a week. Oh, there will be 2 short quizzes each week. Okay. In the first week, there'll be a quiz on Chapter 1 and the course outline, the course setup and banner, and the next weeks there'll be a quiz on 2 chapters at a time. At the end of the course, there is a final self-evaluation in which you get a chance to reflect on what you learned. I don't have this here, but there's also an optional course evaluation where you tell me what you think worked and what didn't work in the course. The grading is pretty standard. Academic honesty. I absolutely hate plagiarism. So let's say you're working on a journal for the class and you're really not sure what you want to say, and you happen to find something online and you think it's great. Put that in the journal. I found a really interesting blog, or the University of Minnesota, St. Paul had a very interesting, an interesting article, or whatever it is. But do not pass those ideas off as your own. I will report you to the dean of students, and chances are, and you'll get a 0 for that assignment. And when that happens, frequently the student also fails the class, so it's not worth it. Okay. Green cards. This is a summer class. The summer class is intense because we've taken a 15-week semester and we've condensed it into 8 weeks, but we don't cut anything out of the class. We just expect that you are going to be able to put the time in. So remember, it's 8 weeks. Can't you just, focus on this for 8 weeks? But because I know that things get crazy, you have 2 virtual green cards. One card is, you say, this week is crazy, I just can't do the journal. So you go in, and instead of uploading the journal, you type in, I am using my missed assignment green card. You get full credit. Or things are a little bit crazy, the journal is due on Sunday, and I don't know, your weekend was really busy, you're going to submit it on Monday. When you submit it, at the very bottom, you write, I am using my late assignment green card. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. If you go all the way down, here is everything that's due. So let me go back. This same thing, everything that's due, I put in a calendar, but I set it up like a calendar because I think in graphs and charts. Because the class starts on a Monday, that's how I've set up the week. We start on Monday, we finish on that Sunday. So this first week, which is the course overview and chapter 1, you need to do your first post by Wednesday, which means you need to do all the work beforehand. Then on Friday or by Friday, you need to respond to 2 students. And then by Sunday, you need to do the journal for the chapter, you need to do the quiz on the course overview and the quiz on chapter 1. And what do they say? Rinse and repeat. The next week, we're going to do chapter 2 and 3, discussion post, journal on only one of the chapters, and quiz on both of the chapters. Please note the third week, we're going to do chapter 4 and chapter 7 because I want you to get started on the essay ASAP. So we're a little bit off, and then we do 5 and 6, and we will catch up with what's what. Okay, so course content is the next most important section of the course. This is getting started. If you've taken an online class, you will see this. It's in every single course. It's exactly the same. Just some good links for you to have. If student resources, this deals with the textbook. It is a link to the online book in the library and also a link to the publisher's page of student resources. But what you will see is every week it'll say work for the week of whatever it is, and then the title of what we're doing. I have both of them showing, but generally what will happen is the most current week will be up on top. So I will move this up. All right. So anyways, take a look at this. When you get in, each week is going to be divided into 2 folders. This week it's the course overview and chapter 1. Next week you will see chapter 2 and chapter 3. But if you get into the course overview, what you see is this, how to navigate the course. It's going to look a little bit different because I am re-recording it. You will see a video on how to submit work and how to access feedback. And then there is a quiz on the outline and the 2 videos. Okay. The other part, and I would say do that just right away. The other part is chapter 1. What I have in chapter 1 are the lectures and the videos, then the quiz, and then the journal. In submitting work and accessing feedback in that video, I talk about how exactly to do the quiz and the journal. Okay, but let me show you this. I set up chapter 1 a little bit differently from other chapters. I'm going to get your feedback on how you like it. So I have a lecture, and then I have a link to a video that's mentioned. I'm sorry. I have a lecture, not a chapter. I have a lecture on the first section of the chapter. Then I've got the video. So I say if you get to the 5th slide of part 1, you can watch that video. Of course, you can watch it later. They mentioned the Beatles song Eleanor Rigby, and I love the Beatles, so any chance to share it with people. Then I go on to the 2nd part of the lecture, the 3rd part of the lecture, the 4th part, and then one more video that is mentioned in the chapter. I try to make the videos, but the video lectures short, but some of them are just long. So if you find your attention is wandering, then I would say pause it, take a break. Okay. For the journal, if you are saying, I don't really know what to do, you can go into the assignment descriptions and sample assignments, and the information on the journals is here. The directions, the score sheet, a sample journal with feedback, and a sample journal with line comments and feedback. Okay, so let me go back to the course content and this one because I forgot one thing. And I have not, I'm trying to figure out how to fix this. The discussion, so in theory, when you click on this link, it takes you to the discussions, and for some reason it's not linking the right way, so I will fix this definitely before you need to submit the work. Okay, if you want to contact me, click on messages, go to create message, who's it to, then you scroll down all the way to the bottom. Come on, Marguerite Young instructor, do this, scroll down a little bit more, have your subject, scroll down a little bit more, type, and then submit. And I will be checking Blackboard pretty much every day, probably first thing in the morning. I'm a morning person. I try to do my walk about 5 o'clock, so when I get back from my walk, I will sit down and I will check the messages. I am not checking my Texas email as regularly. Okay. In my grades, there is a list of all of the assignments that you have. Once you've done an assignment, the assignment and the due date, and if it's something with a rubric, like for the discussion, you click on View Rubric, you have an idea of how you will be graded for this. It's not really a rubric, it's really a score sheet, but they call them rubrics, and I can't change that. Once you have done the assignment, it turns blue, and you will, once it's graded, you'll see the grade there. So this is a way that you can keep track of what's due when. It's a lot. I mean, it's a full semester course. Okay. What else did I want to tell you? Then, of course, standard to every course is the Tungstis Library, help and technical support, and academic resources. So, again, I understand summer classes can be intense. If you are worried at all, please send me a message and we will figure out when we can meet. Sorry, I have terrible allergies this year. If we can meet via WebEx, then you can show me your screen and I can tell you where to click and how to do things, and it makes navigating the course much easier, I think, when someone can take you through it step by step. All right, please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to send me a message in Blackboard. If it's urgent, send me a message in my via my Google text number. Okay. I will talk to you guys later.